Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, and everybody on the West Coast. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and everybody else between this great big beautiful country of ours. How the hell you doing? What do you know? What do you say? What's up? What's happening? It's hump day. Clean out your pockets, bum. There you go. Oh, jeez. Yeah. Hump day. Wednesday. I got freed from Twitter jail, Twitmo. I logged in this morning. It says, "Okay, you learned your lesson. You better learn your lesson. We're gonna let you do this some more." I'm like, okay, thank you. Boy, I'm a lucky guy. Oh, jeez. In case you missed it yesterday, okay, it's not a kid show. Got crumb munchers, rugrats running around. Put them for a nap if they're little. If it's nice outside, kick their ass outside. They should be in school if they're that old. If they're not, if they're homeschooled or remote learning. I don't know if anybody's still remote learning. Give them an Xbox. No, give them headphones or something. Xbox, PlayStation, iPad. Or you put some headphones on and listen to me. Hello, radio people. How you doing? Oh, you guys are great. You're keeping me going, I'm telling you. YouTube is not doing so well. But I don't care. I'm having fun. That's all that counts. You can have fun. Who cares? You know what I mean? I'm going to be doing Twitter news in a second, but it's crazy. People got 35,000 followers, right? And then they bitch about, can anybody see me? Can anybody hear me? Well, geez, you know. I don't think you have 35,000 followers muting you. Unless you keep doing that, yeah, and then you're maybe, yeah, sure. It's just, you know, some people crave the attention. They want it. They want the attention. So give it to them. Give it to them if they want it. I'm easy. Oh, jeez. So, anyway, Coca says, don't have sex with Kyle. Why is that? Kyle says, oh my God, do women actually orgasm? There is no conclusive physiological evidence of it. Men are very clear, obvious, but women not so much. One thing is clear, women are taught that they are supposed to orgasm. Perhaps it is an unreasonable myth. That would help explain why so many women are sexually unsatisfied. Perhaps because they are expecting some defining moment like men have. Maybe a woman's sexual experience is just totally different from a man's. I will study the issue further. And Coco says, don't have sex with Kyle. Maybe he's not doing a good job there. You know, maybe he needs some work. You know, maybe some remedial sexual reading or some shit like that. I don't know. God. Look at me. I'm falling apart here. What is this? This is going this way. This is going this way. This is when you're in a hurry. You know? Look, I still can't get that right. Look. Down here. You'll see my neck somewhere. I don't know. What the hell? Who gives a shit, right? Oh, see, there's craving attention. So what else is going on? Today was supposed to be the big day with the invasion, according to sources. So, ain't this scary? Quit picking on the Asian people. Here, PIX11.com, 14 hours ago. How many more? Asian community demands change after a stabbing death. They just... The pain of New York City's Asian community runs deep after losing one of their own, and their demands are getting louder. Advocates say they won't rest until they get justice, not only for Christina Lee, that's the lady that got stabbed, but the countless number of other victims in their community. Many feel like they have been under siege since the start of the pandemic. How many more of us will have to push in? How many more of us will have to push into an oncoming train? Community leader Terrence Parks asked, how many have to be stabbed and bleed to death? Dozens of members of the Korean American Association of Greater New York stood in solidarity with other community leaders in hopes to strengthen their unity. Lee, the last victim, was killed in a home invasion. Police said video shows a suspect, Asmad Nash, stalking Lee. He's shown following her into her Christie Street apartment building, up 6 flights into her apartment before allegedly stabbing her 40 times. It's just not about the virus anymore. There's some mentally ill people out there. You know, this guy's going to go to jail, and he should be put in a nut house somewhere and left there. I'm starting to laugh, and it's very serious, and I'm sorry, but I'm starting to laugh because I'm thinking about my own situation. Yesterday with Twitter, when I saw the court released the new video of more of the insurrection, and the police are trying to stop these guys from coming into the Capitol, and one of them just throws a police officer to the ground, and another police officer worms his way out. He doesn't have any riot gear on. Puts his hand on the holster to get the other ones back away because they're ready to beat the crap out of this guy, police officer. And all I said was, jail hell, they should hang. And that's what I got flagged for. Well, they were going to hang Mike Pence. Twitter showed that. Everybody's news showed that. Gallows and everything. I guess it's different when you view violence as compared to commenting on it. It triggered me. I hate to say this, but it triggered me. And I was like, this is enough, man. These guys are just getting to walk home arrest. They get to sit at home with a bracelet on their ankle. That means they can watch TV all day long, play Xbox if they're into it, bump and thump the wife or girlfriend or whatever, have people bring them beer and pizza. Sure, that's good punishment, huh? Oh, what about they lost their job? Then they get unemployment. They still get benefits. They still... punishment. It's insane. Serafina Spank says, anyone have any suggestions for old classic movies? I'm in the mood for a good oldie. Get Your Booster, Stay Max, says, Bringing Up Baby, great screwball comedy. It is. Now, let me see if I can remember this. Cary Grant, Katharine Hepburn, and a leopard. Bringing Up Baby. Oh, listen to this. Ben Williams says after 10.5 years working in public service for the people of Montana, the remaining balance of my student loan debt is being forgiven. I found out this morning and am still in shock. That's what you can do. If you work so many years public service, in a public service capacity, your student loan debt can be forgiven. So, I still think the United States should do what Israel's doing, and that's every person that graduates high school, 17 or 18 years old, should go serve 2 years in the military. And learn about because you sure aren't learning it in high school or grade school. You got to learn where your allegiance is, and I think you should learn it in school. That you're an American, it's the United States, to protect it. And I think you should serve 2 years. Not only that, the military wouldn't have a problem with personnel. You'd get 2 years of experience in real life experience. I mean, you wouldn't go very far as seeing the world, but you would get educated. And now you say, oh, it's indoctrinated. No! Isn't everybody indoctrinated somehow, some way? Indoctrinated as a Republican or Democrat or racist or a bigot? What do they call it? Misogyny? Is that it? See? Wow, I surprised myself. So, you don't magically appear to be what you are. You're like a sponge, and you absorb all this shit, and then you internally choose whether you're going to be Democrat, Republican, or whatever. You choose to be what you are. As far as that goes. Sexuality is a whole different ball game. If you don't know that, I feel bad for you. All right. Mike Jopek says, as inflation is a big thing, why won't Senator Daines attend the U.S. Senate Committee on Banking, Housing, and Urban Affairs? Did you see that on the news yesterday? They boycotted, all the Republicans boycotted so that they couldn't have a quorum vote on any of the stuff that's going on with this U.S. Senate Committee on Banking and Housing and Urban Affairs. What is up with... They're doing everything to stop this government from functioning. Everything. Michiganer Goose just saw a house in Ann Arbor with a Let's Go Brandon flag in its window. Oh, boy. All right. This is from alternate.org. I never heard of these people. The Democrats can't trust the press corps to explain to the people that democracy as they know it is under assault. What the hell? Don't understand that. Lester Holt, the NBC News anchor, interviewed the president last week in response to a question about inflation and what your definition of temporary is. Joe Biden said he was being a wise guy. While that got the most attention, there was something else worthy of our time. What? I just got a post up. Well, that got most of the attention. There was something else worthy of our time. The interview illustrated a problem all democracies share in the link between the public opinion, and the press. To be free, the people need information to address their collective and complex problems. To understand it, the information must be simple, but simplifying it often distorts it, preventing the people from solving their problems, and in the process, preventing them from being free. And I keep getting this, so the page is like not being responsive. And I can't read it any further, so if you want to read it, it's alternate. And it's about, whoop, I got a movement here. Oh boy. I'll just exit the page here. All right, so that's alternate.org. The Democrats can't trust press corps. All right. No. Now see, that's why am I getting old tweets? This is from Swerft, February 13th. Happy Valentine's Day. Where are my gifts? It's February 13th. You missed it by a day, bud. You're too early. You don't get shit till tomorrow. And that was the 14th. And that was what, 2 days ago? Yes, 2 days ago. Raise your hand if you think Madison Cawthorn should be disqualified from running re-election. Yes, he should. Nobody supports it. It's in the Constitution. You can't hold any public office if you supported insurrection or rebellion or any of that other stuff. Claire wants to know if you will vote for the Democrats in the midterm election. Please retweet and let's follow each other. How about that shit? So, follow her, Claire, at Claire Breaking. That's her. So, okay, so there's more story here. Landlord is back to the Chinese or the Asian. So, oh my, didn't mean to insult anybody. Asian. How about that? Landlord rips Manhattan DA after tenant murdered in an apartment. A New York City landlord blasted Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg after a man allegedly killed a woman inside her apartment on Sunday. Christina Yuen Lee, 35, was stabbed to death inside her Christie Street apartment on the Lower East Side. New York Police Department charged. Okay, Aspen, we went all through this. Her body was found in her bathtub, and Nash was still in the apartment. The owner of the building, Brian Chin, lashed out about the killing. This is, as landlords, we have responsibility to protect tenants. I've done everything, Chin said. As I said, that door, it's solid steel, double-walled steel that kept the SWAT team out for 5 minutes. We can't protect against monsters like this. No matter how much we invest, it comes down to our elected officials. Chin specifically criticized Bragg's policies, arguing Lee's murder could have been prevented. From a landlord's perspective, from store owner's perspective, we're terrified of this. His policies and whatnot. Armed robbery of a store is now a petty larceny. What insanity is this? He said. This guy has rap sheet is a mile long. He should have been behind bars. Assault, menacing, he is out. This is outrageous. And it's true. That guy had multiple things for him to be under arrest. You know, and it's just like, damn, he's allowed to walk the streets. Like I said, insurrectionists walk around with ankle bracelets. Jeez, oh man. You know, there's a point when you can take it too far being a pacifist. I hate to say this, but there is. It's just sometimes you just go too far. And I mean, don't label me as a radical. I am radical independent. So don't label me as like some kind of goofy evangelical Christian Republican QAnon bullshit person. That ain't happening. Now, why do they got to print this? This is American military Navy warship commander fired. This is from yesterday, 11:30 a.m. Commander Brad Tonder, commanding officer USS Sioux City, and LCS-11, fires a grenade launcher during a live fire exercise, September 23rd, 2021. The commander of the Freedom-class littoral combat ship USS Sioux City's LCS-11 Gold Crew was relieved of his command on Friday. The Navy announced Captain Amy Graham, the Commodore of Surface Division CSD-21, relieved Sioux City Commander Bradford Tonder. The Navy did not specify exactly why Tonder was relieved, but said the action was taken due to a loss of confidence in his ability to perform his duties. Mangled news. Commander Joseph Caldwell, the commanding officer of the USS Detroit's LCS-7 Blue Crew, will temporarily replace Tonder as the USS Sioux City's commanding officer. Ooh. Okay, littoral combat ships like USS Sioux City operate on a two-crew model. Each ship has a blue and gold crew. The ship's typical cycle to their deployment locations and change crew roles every 4 or 5 months. The Navy says the blue-gold crew model allows for individual sailor training, school attendance, team trainer completion, sailor advanced qualification completion, and crew leave, and provides more forward presence with a better blend of ownership, stability, and increased training for each crew. Ain't that wonderful? So he served as executive officer on USS Sioux City since June 2019 and is a ship's commanding officer since December 2020. With his loss of command, Tonder will now be temporarily reassigned to the staff of Naval Surface Squadron 14. It is typical for relief commanders to be reassigned to staff positions while their cases are reviewed and military leaders decide whether or not to separate them entirely from service. Ooh. Oh boy. So he got a timeout until they decide to shit can him or not. Mm-hmm. I'll just read the headline. You can read it if you want. I don't trust these people. Rawstory.com. Fugitive Chinese billionaire who joined forces with Steve Bannon has filed for bankruptcy. What happened to his billionaire money? This don't make sense. Russian troops just built a pontoon bridge near Chernobyl. What can I say? This was from Forbes 10 hours ago. What the hell is this about? Commercial satellite imagery posted on social media on Tuesday appeared to show an oddity on the Ukraine-Belarus border, a military-style pontoon bridge at the Pripyat River, just 4 miles from the Ukrainian border. Ooh, and 14 miles northwest of the number 4 nuclear reactor, which infamously melted down in the 1986 Chernobyl disaster. The bridge, reportedly situated at 51.532729, come on, lies within the exclusion zone within the exclusion zone. All right. Oh boy. Around the reactor, which extends across Ukraine-Belarus border. Today, much of that zone can be visited relatively safely for a few days at a time. The reactor itself is encased in a sarcophagus called the New Safe Confinement, designed to limit release of radioactive contaminant. Man, you know, this is this man. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy, folks. Man, you know, so they're not allowed around that area, and they're only going to stay there for a couple days at a time. So it's like you walk in there and you're getting a constant X-ray until you leave. The problem is when people aren't around there, I don't know how well they're monitoring this shit. You know, what if that thing starts really leaking bad again? Here you go. Lance, my ex's 6-year-old son just asked me if I remember living in the original 13 colonies. He says, I'm fixing to go to jail. Oh, man, you got 2.5 minutes more with me. How about that shit, huh? Hoodlum says, I may have accidentally smoked my grandfather's weed. Is that a problem for the Olympics? It's about that skater. That skater. I accidentally took my grandfather's pills because I knew it would help me. You know, she didn't say that, but she said she accidentally took her grandfather's pills. Oh, my. There. Here you go. Really American says, who else thinks that every citizen upon turning 18 should automatically be registered to vote? Good idea. My idea was, hey, you want to eliminate crime in the next generation? Every baby born should have their DNA submitted and put in a central database. People say, oh, no, you can't do that. Got to have your freedom. But you know what? Because almost every crime has a little bit of DNA somewhere. You pick up that DNA. DNA matching. Think about that. Think about how many more people. If you knew that shit was out there, you would be like wearing a bodysuit, and people would already know this guy's about to commit a crime, because he's dressed head to toe in plastic and rubber, so you don't want to leave no DNA anywhere. Either that, or he's walking around with a thing of Lysol and a whole pocket full of rags. You can fucking wipe everything, you know? Hey, what the hell, you know? They really need to open up institutions again for the mentally ill. They need help. You can't just have them thrown out on the street. And my time is up. Oh, man, I had a great time. I hope you did. Now I got to just try to figure out what the hell to have for lunch. Ooh, questions. Hard questions. I don't know. Uh-oh. One more thing real quick. Oh, God. John Cooper says, ouch, one of My Pillow's CEO, Mike Lindell's banks, is cutting business ties with him a month after citing him as a reputation risk and will close all of his accounts on February 18th. Ooh, Pilo Man, you in big trouble. Okay, that's it, man. I got to say goodbye to you guys. I'm going to say goodbye to regular people so they can listen to the Max Mix program. And then I'm going to say goodbye to you guys. And let's try this shit. Okay, let's do this. Be careful, man. Be safe. Don't get that Rona. No matter what you do.
He's gonna screw it up. Chuck's Mangled News.
All right, be careful. Bye.